What's up, y'all? What's up? It's Monday. It is Monday somewhere, everywhere. It is Monday, and I am here. We are here. Ta-da! John Browner, the John Browner Podcast. Happy Monday. Happy June. It doesn't seem to have started with the June gloom, as they like to call it here in San Diego. You are watching, you are listening, you are hearing, whether it be on YouTube or X or Apple Podcasts, the John Browner Podcast. I'm here every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to about somewhere between 10:50 and 11. We got a bunch of stuff to go over on the show today. We'll get to all of it, but as I always start the show, if you want to be a part of it, if you have something you want to say, good or bad, listen, you can come in here and you can say what you want, but you might get cussed out. That's just the rule. That's the rule. This is an open space for conversation, but you can also get cussed out if you come in here crazy. So behave. The John Brother Podcast at gmail.com is how you reach me to come have some fun on the show. Or you can do so as other people do in the chat. Tito, what's up, brother? How's it going? Monday shout outs. Shout out to the Wrigley family. Let's effing go, JBP. Shout out to the Wrigley family. Raiders versus everyone. What up, dog? What do you do? Just a little shout out to the people who here early. Listen, man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of sports going on, and we're going to get to all those sports. Something made me really, really upset about I saw in college baseball this weekend. Normally, I try not to post videos because they get copyrighted, and then this show basically becomes worth nothing in the future. But some videos deserve to be shown. And so I'm going to show this video because everybody needs to see this video. The video is basically the virus of what's wrong with baseball in general. But I digress. Also, we're going to talk about the finals being set, and we're going to talk about that one that's behind me. That one finally happened. So we're going to talk about that one that's behind me. But before we do any of that, let's talk about Marching to 300. If you're new to the show, please subscribe to the program. Retweet it on X. It helps the show grow. It helps the show reach a wider range of people, eyeballs, ears, listeners. So if you want to help the show, or again, if you're new to the show, please subscribe to the show over on YouTube because we're trying to get to 300 subscribers. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers to change the algorithm of how many people the show can reach, and it opens up some monetary gains. I'm also looking to upgrade the show to make the show also available via Twitch. So I'm going to put this mofo everywhere and see where the bird lands, if you know what I mean. So, but let's start at YouTube because that's what I'm more familiar with. And let's continue to try to get this show to 300 followers, subscribers, followers. They tell me to do this too. Like, share, subscribe. Also, subscribe. So that's what they tell me to do, to keep telling y'all to like and subscribe. It's one of the things I have to work at now that it's just me here doing this thing. Now, shout out to B. Thompson. He in the building. Morning, y'all. We're going to get to the NBA Finals. We're going to talk about what made me mad over the weekend when I saw it in college baseball. But first, man, let's get to it because this ain't going to be long. This ain't going to be long, and it's going to be right to the point. Fernando Tatis Jr. finally hit the home run. Now what? And it was a bomb. It was a doozy. It was everything you wanted that first home run to be. It was gargantuan. He celebrated. The team celebrated. It really felt like a monkey off his back. It really felt like, like the weight he was pulling in that particular category of baseball finally solved itself. They lost 6 of the last 7 games. And by the way, they didn't win that game in particular. So he hit the home run. He did it. Now what? And this is what I've been saying from the very beginning. You guys made so much about that, him having no home runs. He's been playing some of the best baseball on the roster. But everybody's focusing on one tiny statistic that never altered whether they were winning or losing. They were winning games simply because they were all playing good baseball. It was moving smooth. And because the home run is so overvalued, that people were on him about hitting a home run. Now you got it. Now what? They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They're 3 for 7 in their last 10. Their point differential is now -6. They've lost 2 in a row in addition to that. They're 500 at home. They're 5.5 back from second place. And so, we can keep talking about the wild card and how they're first in the wild card, but they're not first in the wild card by a lot now. They're first in the wild card by a single game. How this team goes, what they do is predicated on the parts. It's not predicated on one guy. I think we can all attest to that because Manny Machado's hitting 1-something. I think we can attest to that because Jake Cronenworth has had a concussion for like a month. We haven't seen Yu Darvish. We haven't seen Joe Musgrove. Nick Pivetta is hurt somewhere. Who, if you trust the Padres medical staff, you'll see him soon. But if you followed the Yu Darvish saga, ain't no telling when you'll see Nick Pivetta. Hell, ain't no telling when you'll see Yu Darvish. Where's Joe Musgrove? This idea, and again, we always have to also interject this conversation that if you thought they were going to win a division, you are a super fan. The Dodgers have a 136 point differential. In the plus, by the way. In the green. In the green. The Dodgers have a 129 runs scored versus runs against differential. 8-2 in their last 10. This is what I'm saying. You were never going to win the division. It's always great to get a good start because getting a good start allows you to lose 6 out of your last 7 and not have it paralyze you going forward. It doesn't require you to have some crazy run to dig out of what you just did. But as we sit and we look at them at this particular time, losing 6 out of 7, they're losing 6 out of 7 with the same way that they've done everything all season. The inability to score runs. 4-2 against the Nationals, 9-4 against the Nationals, and then they won 7-5. They haven't scored more than 4 runs in, 1 out of their last 10 games. Twice in their last 10 games, they scored more than 4 runs. I don't think this is going to do it. Hey, timeout. Shout out to Excuseless Runner. He did it. He finished the marathon all 23.2? What's the number? What's the number? He'll tell me. This guy. Okay. Is that all you guys do here? You celebrate individual statistics. The Padres lose. Again, we're talking about competing. We're talking about being there in the end. This is a playoff team. As a fan base, you have to start looking at some of this stuff. But this 26.2, shout out, man. Send me some video. I'll post you. You have to at some point call to the carpet what you're seeing from your team. This is still a playoff team. Now let's be frank. Let's be direct. Because I don't want you, whatever Spanish, whatever your name is, I don't want you to get it mixed up. I still think the Padres, and let's go wild card. I still think they're better than the Cardinals. I think they're better than the Diamondbacks. I think they're better than the Pirates. I think they're better than the Cubs. I think they're better than the Reds. That's what you're looking at right now. Those are the teams that you're in competition with to make sure that you make it to the postseason for another year. At the start of every season, specifically this season, your goal is to make the playoffs, to have an opportunity to win the championship. Period. That's your goal. They're on track to do that. But along the way, we've got to analyze what we see. That's what we're here. It's a long season. Nobody's freaking out. We're just calling things what they are. The fact that people may, And it wasn't just the Padre fan base. It was baseball. There are a lot of people talking about him not having any home runs. I kept saying the home run is irrelevant to him in particular because he's not just a power hitter. He's a five-tool baseball player. He has the glove, he runs the bases, and he can hit for contact. Those things in the totality of the game are, in my opinion, worth a hell of a lot more than does a guy just hit home runs. Because just by getting on, you can hit as many solo shots as you want. You never win anything. Sammy Sosa hit a ton of home runs, never won anything. There are a bunch of guys littered in baseball who hit a lot of home runs, never won anything. So to me, I think it's more important that you be well-rounded as a baseball player because being well-rounded as a baseball player helps the entire team. It stops the other team from scoring, and it allows you to get on base and set the table for other guys. And so for me, his play of recent, far better than anybody else on the roster. Manny's got the most home runs. How you feel about him right now? If you ask it, if that's what he can offer now, if that's what he can offer, and he's going to bat 170, those home runs better start coming far more often. So, you see, I told you, Graham, I told you I was going to put it up. It was 0 for a while, and then he hit one. But my whole point surrounding all this is just to say, we kept talking about the home run, the home run, the home run. He hit the home run. It was a bomb. Now what? Now y'all going to talk about him only having one home run. And that was my whole point the entire time. He's playing great baseball, but the focus is only on the home run. So let's continue to see. Let's continue to see how the team goes. I think losing to the Nationals was rough because every time you look over at the Nationals, you see Jackson Wood. You see James Wood. You see C.J. Abrams. You see Mackenzie Gore. You see the could have been. Now I'm glad that it's not because I don't think they could have beat the Dodgers. Those three guys added in the roster, and you'd have kept those guys and not given them up for Soto. I don't think they could have been the pieces missing to get past the Dodgers. But, man, you could use Mackenzie Gore right now. I mean, I don't know where you would put C.J. Abrams, but you could use him. You could use James Wood's power right now. If nothing, his power in the lineup. But that's not how things shook out. And where you stand now, you are better than them, but at a cost. And so I always like to, whenever the Padres play the Nationals, I always revisit that trade because that trade was monumental for this organization and going forward for the Mets because the Mets ended up paying him. I'm sorry, the Yankees, because the Yankees ended up trading for him, and then the Mets ended up paying him. The ripple effect of the guys that this dude touched as he was moving from the Nationals to the Padres to the Yankees to the Mets, the amount of people that had to move chess pieces because of this guy, it's amazing. It's amazing. And we got Michael King. I think the last thing we really have standing is Michael King got in a trade. I think that's better than anything everybody else got. Because again, I like C.J. Abrams, but he's not a franchise cornerstone. I like James Woods, but I don't think he's a franchise cornerstone. They got these kids. They're working their way up. But as an organization, I can say this. The Padres organization is better than the Nationals. That's all. That's all. Affy says, let me see. Affy says, hold on, I'm trying to get you up, Aff. Affy says Woods would be in left, Abrams at second, and Gore number 4. Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice. That would be nice, but that's not where we at. Wow. Whoa, no way. Breaking news. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. To the hell with this conversation. Let me get this down. Shout out to my people at the Sporting Tribune. I just got a text from my folks at the Sporting Tribune. We finna where that banner at? Where that banner at? We finna break some news. The Browns are finalizing the trade that would send two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams, according to Adam Schefter. What? I'm sorry. What? Come again? What? Huh? What? I'm trying to I'm going around. I'm going around. Also, breaking news: Russell Wilson is leaving the NFL and finalizing the deal to become a CBS analyst. I don't care. I'm trying to make sure that this is real, because if this was sent to me, yep. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Listen, uh, Myles Garrett joining the Los Angeles Rams gives them the Super Bowl. Sorry. Sorry. Myles Garrett, let me keep the breaking news banner up. Let me keep the breaking news banner up, man. Myles Garrett going to the Los Angeles Rams is literally the Rams now winning the Super Bowl. Oh my, I didn't even put that on the screen. I cannot believe what I just read. That is earth-shattering football news. They have no parameters for what the trade is. So it's not up there. I'm going through, so forgive me. I'm going through. Okay, well, they did get Jarrett Verse. Okay, so Jarrett Verse is going to Cleveland. Wow. The Browns are finalizing a trade that was in two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Garrett. The Rams expected to send Pro Bowl edge Jarrett Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, and other draft compensation still being negotiated. Let me tell y'all something right now. This is a trade 15 teams other teams could have made. This is a trade 15 other teams could have made. Only a couple of them have the balls to do so. This is so Rams. This is so Rams. This is so Rams. Wow. This is so Rams. Let me see if I get somebody from the Sporting Tribune to come on the pod. So now let me say this. Let me continue on this conversation. Let me take the breaking news down until I can see if I get somebody to come on and talk about it from a Rams perspective. Look, man, back to the Padres. Wow, that's just crazy news. Okay, let's just. I see Affy. Who is this? Who is it? We're not firing Affy. We're not firing AJ Preller, dog. We're not doing that. This is a playoff team. Why would you fire the general manager of a playoff team? This is a playoff team. Don't get drowned out by the ebbs and flows of baseball. Baseball is a river, buddy. Baseball is a river. Sometimes the tide is high. What they call that when a river? Sometimes the river is up, sometimes the river is down. But it flows in a 162 game season. Sometimes the water is going to be up, sometimes the water is going to be down. Sometimes you can cross the river, and sometimes you can drown trying to cross the river. This particular situation, Affy, I'm not getting Scott on. I ain't trying to get him in trouble. I'm trying to see. Wow, this is crazy. I just. Are we done? Okay, let's close the book on this. He hit the home run. That's awesome. Cool. Cool story, bro. Now what? Hopefully we'll see more of the now than not. Now let's continue to. I'm going to walk y'all through this. I'm going to show y'all this because I need y'all to see what I'm looking at. We'll get to the NBA Finals for people who are here for that, but we got some breaking news, man, and we're trying to make sure that we're trying to make sure we do our best to give the people what they want to see. I can't believe that we are looking at this. Look at that right there. Bang. Myles Garrett for Jarrett Verse. This is so now if you're looking at the in the NFL landscape, you're looking across the landscape right now. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to. You're looking across the NFL landscape right now. And I'm telling you, as you look across the NFL landscape, this changes everything for everyone. If you're at the top of the NFC, you could have done this. If you're the Bears, you should have done this. If you're the Lions, you could have done this. If you're the Packers couldn't have done this because they already traded for a pass rusher. Well, the pass rushers in the NFC are wild right now. If you're Seattle, you're seeing this. You pooping your pants in the front office somewhere up there. I'm trying to think of the top teams in the NFC that could have done this. I'm really because other than 5 off the top of my head, Minnesota probably couldn't have done this. They don't have the pieces. Dallas definitely could. Dallas absolutely could have done this. The Eagles absolutely could have done this. This now gives Myles Garrett everything dog, this is like adding prime Aaron Donald to what you currently have. And people are so, and this is what makes this so crazy. People are so thirsty for the draft next year that the Browns would jump at an opportunity to trade basically and pick up the 31st pick because that's what you're doing. Outside of if Myles Garrett doesn't get hurt, if Myles Garrett does not get hurt, this is a landslide. Because now you have the best pass rusher in the NFL with an offense that can score, so they put pressure on your offense to score. The secondary was kind of an issue for the Rams. Now you fix the secondary issue by adding to your pass rush. Everybody on that Rams defense is pretty much young, and all you did was go and get one of the greatest pass rushers ever for a Jarrett Verse, who is a good player, and a first-round pick and some other Mashugana. Man, this is monumental. You got to take your head off to the Rams because this is woo. Everybody kept sitting around waiting for the A.J. Brown deal, the A.J. Brown deal, the A.J. Brown deal. This was a whisper, and a very quiet whisper, that after they restructured Myles Garrett's contract, that there are a couple teams that the Bears did call, the Eagles did call, apparently the Rams obviously called, and I think there was another contender that called as well. But I guess the price is still too high for them. To watch Les Snead and to watch the Los Angeles Rams just make people look stupid complaining about, can you fit something into the cap? The idea that can you fit something into the cap is laughable when it comes to the Rams. They literally find a way, whether it had been Jalen Ramsey, they find a way, Devontae Adams, they find a way to add large contracts to their cap. They figure it out. The Rams continue to prove that they are one of the best ran teams in the NFL. This is unbelievable. This trade is absolutely unbelievable. There it is right there, man. The Browns are finalizing the trade that was in two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams, per Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. In exchange for Myles Garrett, the Rams expected to send Pro Bowl edge Jarrett Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, and other draft compensation still negotiated by the Browns. That is. And on a side note to this, do you still trade A.J. Brown now? On a side note to that side note, this guy, Myles Garrett, is about to be on every commercial known to man. Myles Garrett is about to be the face of the NFL. He's in the Los Angeles market. He is is extremely large, physically imposing visual this guy's going to start showing up in movies. This guy's going to start showing up in commercials. His girlfriend is a professional Olympian. I don't know if you're a professional Olympian, but his girlfriend is an Olympian. Wow. Wow, man. What an unbelievable move. What an unbelievable move by the Los Angeles Rams. Shut it down. Shut it all down. So now, look, if you're looking at the Los Angeles Rams right now, you have at quarterback a guy who's an MVP and Super Bowl winner. You have one of the best head coaches in the NFL. You now have the best pass rusher in the NFL. You have the best wide receiver combo in the NFL. I mean, when you got it, you got it, man. When you got it, you got it, and they got it. When you got it, you got it. And, man, I tell you, they got it. Shout out to Les Snead for not being scared. Shout out to Les Snead for not being scared. And look, B. Thompson, I wouldn't be shocked. Have you seen Aaron Donald? Have you seen Aaron Donald? Still put together nice. Still rock solid. Still doing these crazy-ass workouts. Workout regimen still off the charts. So if you add, that's not that crazy. Because now if Aaron Donald comes back, I know this is, again, you know what, let's just stick to the monumental move that happened. One monumental thing at a time. This is unbelievable. And I guess as a Bears fan, I was hoping that this was a move that they would make because they got zero pass rush. And I mean zero pass rush. This makes the Rams the overwhelming favorite to win the Super Bowl. This makes them I don't give a damn who plays or who does what. A.J. Brown going to the Patriots is irrelevant. Every trade, unless it is, I'm trying to think of another player that could move right now that would make this seem like, okay, now they got a chance. Because, again, barring injury, who messing with this? Again, this is why these types of things are important. MM Forever asks, why didn't the Niners do this trade? They could have given up Bosa with the pick. Yeah, the Chicago Bears could have given up Montez Sweat with the pick. Of the three players, Verse, Bosa, and Sweat, I think Verse is the better player of the three. So if it came down to that, I would see why the Browns would take their package rather than the Bears or the Niners. But Bosa's from Ohio. Man, what a wild drop right there by. I guess they don't do Woj bombs no more, but what a crazy change of events and conversation that's happening right now. This is blockbuster, man. And I don't think I'm overreacting to this at all. I think you just put the Rams in the Super Bowl with this move. You just put the 49ers in third place. Because now if you're in a division now, they got a new head coach. They moved off Kyler. I'm talking about the Cardinals right now. These are the teams in the division. The Cardinals moved off Kyler Murray. They took Love in the draft at number 4. They have a new head coach. So you looking at it from a standpoint now, if you're the Cardinals, you punt now, you're punting on this year. You got no chance. If you're the 49ers, you're so injured throughout the year. Now you have to contend with them getting a generational pass rusher on your watch when you just cut a big fat check for your quarterback. Oh, speaking of the 49ers now, you're probably going to be in third place for a while. Myles Garrett versus Trent Williams. Give me Myles Garrett. If you're the Seattle Seahawks, yeah, you just won the Super Bowl. But buddy, you just got leaped. This is chess. The Rams have shown you again. They play in chess. 4D chess, by the way. They never worry about the cap. They never worry can they fit somebody in. They just go get the guy. This is why you got to respect what they do. The Rams just go get the guy. That's it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They just go get the guy. Why? If you're a fan, if you're in the division, AFC West, NFC West, if you're the Chiefs, you couldn't have done this. If you're the Raiders, you got Max Crosby. You tried to move Max Crosby. If this was available, you couldn't have done this for some picks because your picks are actually valuable. The Rams picks are not valuable. This is gonna be the 31st pick. This first round pick that the Browns got, this is gonna be a 31st pick. It's basically the first pick in the second round. So it depends on how you draft. You got to have a lot of trust in the people taking picks, man. This is the 31st pick. So you basically traded them for a pick in the 30s and some other conditional picks that won't rise higher than the pick that they're already announcing. So what are we talking about? The Chargers could have done this. They're too cheap. And who else? The Broncos, I don't think the Broncos could have done this because the Broncos got tradable pieces. They got an injured quarterback. Every team on the West Coast could have made this trade. But the Rams just do. The Rams just do. This is unbelievable. I gotta tell y'all, man, I keep saying it's monumental because I don't think you guys understand how great Myles Garrett was last year with no help. Myles Garrett set the all-time sack record with no help. The Browns won single-digit games, low single-digit games. He set the sack record with no help. And now you're going to give Myles Garrett to the smartest coach in the NFL, one of the oldest vets in the league who just knows how to get the job done, with the best wide receiver duo in the league. Myles Garrett might get 35 sacks. I'm not playing. Who blocking him on the Cardinals? Who blocking him on 49ers when Trent Williams goes down? Who's blocking him on Seattle who had problems protecting Sam Darnold? Who blocking him? Let me go to their schedule. Let me go look at the Rams' schedule. Unbelievable. Let me go to the Rams. Where are the Rams? Let me see. Rams, Los Angeles. Let me go to the Rams' schedule. Pardon me as I walk through this. Y'all walking through this with me. Regular season. The 49ers, cooked. The Giants, cooked. Broncos, cooked. Eagles might be a good matchup. Bills might be a good matchup. Cardinals, cooked. Raiders, no offensive line, cooked. Chargers, they have a great offensive line. But this is week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's week 8. Them tackles probably going to be out for the season by then. Crushed. Commanders, crushed. Cardinals again, crushed. Packers, crushed. I don't see anyone slowing this down. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. You're adding the best pass rusher in a generation. He broke the sack record pretty much by himself on a team that couldn't score, that played 5 quarterbacks. The Browns were playing everybody but Shedeur until they had to play Shedeur. You're leaving a dysfunctional organization for the best ran organization in football outside of the Eagles. It's the Rams and the Eagles. Like what? Bosa went to Ohio State, so when I say he's from Ohio, that's what I mean by he's Ohio. Dre, I'm late to the show, but what's good? Rams making moves, and I love it. Rams are the real and only NFL team in LA. Yeah. I mean, if you're the Chargers, are you sitting around in your office going, how did this happen? Who knew about this? Who knew all they needed was Jared Verse? And a pick that's gonna be in the 30s. If I'm an owner of any team with Super Bowl aspirations, and I know it's May, I mean it's June 1st, everybody's got Super Bowl aspirations, but let's actually talk about a team that can actually win the Super Bowl. If you actually can win the Super Bowl, you as the owner of the team, I need to speak to my GM, I need to speak to my head of football operations. I need to talk to y'all now. Zoom, come in my office, get on a 3-way call, FaceTime. I need to talk to everybody now. Explain why we didn't do this. Because when you see the compensation, the compensation is not otherworldly. Jared Verse is a very good pass rusher, but Jared Verse is playing on a team with a great defensive coordinator who and a coaching staff that they just keep churning out head coaches for other teams. They just keep churning out head coaches for other teams. So you can't even compare what they're doing in Cleveland from a coaching standpoint to what they're doing in Los Angeles on a football perspective from a coaching standpoint. They're not comparable. So what you saw from Jared Verse in a Rams uniform, he's not going to do that in Cleveland. This trade will be mocked. This trade will be clowned. David P. says, who is the defensive coordinator for the Rams? I don't know. Somebody who will be a head coach after this year. I can guarantee you that. I don't need to know his name. I guarantee you at the end of next season, he will be holding a press conference as why he's the head coach of another team. Mark my words, June 1st, 2026. Mark my words. I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up. I don't know who the Rams defensive coordinator is. He will be the head coach of some team starting next year. The Chargers hired Brandon Staley because Aaron Donald won the Super Bowl. How'd that work out? Did you know who Brandon Staley was? No, you didn't. But because the Rams keep littering the league with head coaches, you just go, well, he was in the meeting with Sean McVay, give him to me. And now you go give that organization the best pass rusher in the league? The best pass rusher in a generation? Come on, man. It's over. It's over. I don't know. Somebody in the comments asked, Double M Forever, he must be mad that the Raiders are looking at this. No, he's a Niners fan. Are the Rams now the Dodgers? Maybe. Maybe they are. The Dodgers are the best run organization in Major League Baseball. They don't worry about the cap. They find a way. They got smart people crunching the numbers. They got smart accountants, tapping on the calculator. I don't even know if they still do that. They got smart people in very important positions. They don't have an ego in the Dodgers front office. It's everybody's doing something. They got like 8 vice presidents. They got like 8 assistant general managers. They like 30 scouts. They spend the money. They get results. The Rams will spend the money to get results. They went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff when any other team would have went, you know what? We're good. We lost in the Super Bowl. We'll retool. We'll tinker here. We'll tinker there. The Rams went, nah, bruh. We need a new quarterback. Not a new corner. Not a new running back. We need a new quarterback. And of all the quarterbacks, they went and traded for Matt Stafford. Because I'm going to break down how similar this is. I haven't written any of this down. I'm football thinking right now. So y'all joining me live on the football think situation. I'm John Browner. If you're new to the show, I'm John Brown. This is the John Browner podcast. Shout out to all my people at the at the Sporting Tribune. Excuse me. Shout out to all my people at the Sporting Tribune for allowing me to introduce myself to their ex audience. Shout out to everybody on the John Browner podcast at X. If you're new to the program, please subscribe over on YouTube, the John Browner podcast, or you could just repost this. I'd appreciate that. So, in a breaking news situation, this feels very similar to what they did with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was a person who could put up ungodly numbers. Matthew Stafford could put up ungodly numbers playing for the Detroit Lions and never got close to winning a thing. Never got close to sniffing a thing. Not a thing. Not a single solitary thing. They see that. Sean McVay sees that, sees the talent that he has, and sees that they lost in the Super Bowl because their quarterback just didn't have a centimeter of what they needed. Because the difference between Jared Goff and Matt Stafford wasn't a canyon. It wasn't like you went and you traded Geno Smith out for Matt Stafford. Jared Goff's a top-tier NFL quarterback. He's not top 5, but he can get you to the Super Bowl. He's done well with the Lions. The Lions have been better under Jared Goff than they were with Matthew Stafford. Look it up. But because they were so poorly ran back then, Matt Stafford never got anything but statistical credit. He spent a year with Sean McVay, and they went to the Super Bowl. Myles Garrett has been building stats for the Cleveland Browns since the day he entered the league. Unblockable since day one. But because the Browns, stop me if you hear this theme, because the Browns are such a poorly ran organization, all he's ever been able to do is accumulate statistics. You now give him to a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a Super Bowl winning head coach, quite frankly, probably the smartest coach in the league, with the smartest staff in the league. Ask around because everybody's hired his staff. With the best front office in the league, the only rival they have is the Rams. This is what you can't let happen. This is Ohtani to the Dodgers. These are the things you can't let happen. As the rest of the league, you can't allow this to happen. Graham, no, this is not an LA show, partner. But when something of this magnitude happens, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? The Padres playing the Phillies today at 3 o'clock? What do you want to talk about? The finals being set? Yeah, we'll get to that. Tomorrow? They don't play till Wednesday. What's the rush? No, this is not an LA show. But when something like this happens and we get all these people come to the show, I gotta talk about what's happening. I gotta talk about what's happening, dog. If you right, excuseless, tell them excuseless. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe that thing. Shout out. Did Padres talk happen or am I late? Yeah, buddy, you're late. We spent 10 minutes talking about the Padres and Tatis finally hitting a home run. You guys are hilarious. I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious. I know y'all may be turned off by the NFL here in San Diego, but that doesn't mean that other people watching this show aren't. I promise y'all, we'll talk about the Padres tomorrow. We already talked about them earlier. We'll talk about them tomorrow, dog. They ain't going nowhere. This literally happened within the span of this show. This deserves our attention today. Are y'all cool with that? Huh? God. I love y'all, but y'all be wild sometimes. Let me say it one more time for the road. Let me say it one more time because I also want to talk about the thing that made me mad about baseball. We'll talk about the finals tomorrow. I'm going to try to get John Gennaro on. We had such a good basketball conversation last time he was on. I think we should get him on to talk about what's going on now. Because the game's going to tip off on Wednesday, so probably I'll try to have another basketball person on Wednesday so we can talk about the finals. We talked about the Padres losing 6 out of 7 on today's show. We talked about why that doesn't matter, that Tatis finally hit the home run because, again, they lost that game he hit the home run in. But this, man, this is more important today because I'm an avid football watcher. By the way, just like everybody here, Graham, just like everybody here, WVC, just like everybody here, you may not, watch the NFL like you once did on Sunday, Monday, Thursday. You're watching the NFL. This is the news, bruh. This is a sports show. I pray stuff like this happens every day. I pray for it. Thank you, Los Angeles Rams. If you want to call this a LA sports show because I'm happy about this, I'm low-key mad about it because the Bears didn't do it. If the Bears would have done it, I don't give a damn what else happened today. This would be the topic. But because the Rams did it, and I like the Rams. Why? Show me the professional football team in San Diego that I can talk about that connects to this. We don't got one, dog. We don't got one. What a day. Holy shit. That's the only way to describe this because that's what I said when I saw it. Shout out to the people at the Sporting Tribune for blowing up the text line because I don't think I would have seen it if they wouldn't have been. My phone wouldn't have went beep 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 beep. My phone started going off like I was in like I was sending out a SOS through Morse code. Beep 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 beep. Phone going crazy. Shout out to my folks at the Sporting Tribune. Biggie says, great job, JB. Damn the Rams. Niners have no chance of getting a player like Garrett because of that locker room. Ooh, we ain't going to talk about that today. we ain't going to talk about that today, but we'll get to it. You know how I feel about that. We're going to get to that. But the division is over. See, look at this. I got an ESPN alerts on it. It hit like 5 minutes after you. I broke the news to you, excuseless. I did. I broke the me and Adam. Well, listen, me and Adam Schefter broke this to you, excuseless. You welcome. Merlin says they want you to talk about the San Diego Seals. No. Shout out to the Seals, though. But no. No. We're talking about the Rams today. We're talking about the Rams. The Rams are breaking news. Look at this guy. Look at this man. He's now a Los Angeles Ram. If I were the Browns, I would nix this trade. No. No, no. No, no, no. If I were the Rams, I would. If I were the Browns, I would try to find a way out of this. No. Cold feet, buyer's remorse. Jared Verse, you're a good guy. You're a solid pass rusher. This trade will be talked about for a decade. And I know people are like, well, you jumping to conclusions. No, I'm not. Jared Verse is a good football player. Jared Verse ain't this. Jared Verse ain't this. No, I applaud the Browns for sending him somewhere where he can win. I applaud the Browns for realizing that they're better off rebuilding and going younger. And if they know they're not going to win a Super Bowl, why carry such a large financial weight? I totally understand that. I get it. I really do get it. But man, listen to me. Let me tell you something right now. If that Max Crosby trade could get at the last second, Cleveland, this is for you. Nix the trade, dog. I get why y'all did it. I really do. I understand it. I hear you. I totally hear why y'all thought that this was a good idea. I totally understand. But y'all also gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract. Things happen. Y'all also drafted 2 quarterbacks. When the first one you drafted in the first round, everybody knew he couldn't play in the NFL. Things happen. We make decisions. They're regrettable. We have to move on. We draft Johnny Manziel. We have to move on. But some things, there's still time. Just literally just happened. There's still time. If you're in Cleveland right now, I don't know a single solitary person in Cleveland right now not going, what the, fire everyone. And if you're in the Cleveland front office, I totally understand it. You gave a fully guaranteed contract to a guy in Deshaun Watson who literally basically never played for you. And now you trade the only identifiable player that you've had outside of Joe Thomas for the last, 25 years. And Joe Thomas was a tackle. You traded the most identifiable player you've had in the last 25 years, maybe more, for the 31st pick. Johnny Manziel, exclusive, you're correct. Johnny Manziel's an MMA fighter now. The Browns drafted him first. They make bad decisions. It's still time. It's still time. The Vikings said, no. I think the Vikings are the ones who traded for Max Crosby. I can't remember. But it's still time, Cleveland. Call the league office back and go, never mind. Jared Verse failed his physical. Guy comes in peak condition. Hangnail. Failed his physical. Think of something. Cleveland, you better think of something. Or if you're a Cleveland Brown fan and you're looking at this, you don't give a damn about the salary. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this is so smart by the Rams. This is because this is going to trigger another move, specifically in the NFC West. This is going to trigger another move because if you're the 49ers, you cannot stand pat and while this is happening. If you're the Seahawks, yeah, you won the Super Bowl. You want to get back? You cannot stand pat and let this happen. You can't. You can't. Because the Rams are looking at the division and going, Cardinals, no offensive line. Seahawks, shaky offensive line. 49ers after Trent Williams, no offensive line. I know they make it seem hard. This ain't rocket science. All you need is the people who know how to carry the one. All you need is somebody who know how to carry that one. Figure out the science of them numbers. The Rams got them. Les Snead, Executive of the Year. Book it. Already done. Awards over. Barring injury, And I have to say that because it's football and guys get hurt. But Myles Garrett was playing by himself on the Browns defensive line last year. He was playing by himself and set the sack record. Sorry if I'm excited about this. I'm a football fan. This guy's going to get 30 sacks. Guy's going to get 30 sacks. Let's play with the devil. Call Aaron Donald. Come on. We can get to that point in this conversation now. We've been doing this for 20 minutes. Let's play with the devil. Call Aaron Donald. See what he's doing. I don't know. Invite him to lunch. You seen Aaron Donald, I think it was at the ESPN Awards. Still jacked. Still a rolling ball of knives. See what he's doing around August. All he can tell you is no. I mean, you can figure out how to pay him. You figure out how to pay everybody else. Let's have some fun with this. Let's get silly. Call him. See what he says. This is monumental. Why not have more fun? Why not have more fun? Why not have 99 show up in camp on the sidelines, not in uniform, in shorts, in a shirt. Just invite them. Smell the grass. Come smell the grass, big dog. $8.99. Come smell the grass, big dog. Come on. You could do it. You could do it. Come on over, smell the grass, big dog. Look, we got some new light fixtures. Come on out to practice. I want to show you something. There's a scene in The Dark Knight. I think it's The Dark Knight Rises, I think The Dark Knight Rises, with the one with Bane, where Bruce Wayne goes into Lucius Fox's office, and he's asking him some questions. And he goes, I got some new stuff. You want to see it? He says, no, I'm good. He goes, well, I'm going to show you anyway. Do that to Aaron Donald. Hey, you want to come to practice? No, I'm good. I think you come anyway. Go pick him up. Drive to his house. Les Snead, get in the car on August 1st. Les Snead, get in the car. You and Sean McVay get in the car. Drive to his house. Oh, hey, man. We were just in the neighborhood. What you doing today? Let's go get some lunch at the facility. Put these shorts on. Hey, you just come check it out. No. We don't want you to play. Just come watch. Just come watch. Come look at this. You hear about this whole Myles Garrett thing? Impressive. This is crazy. This is all I got for y'all, man. I'm John Browner. You've been listening to John Browner Podcast. What a day. I love when news breaks on my show. Shout out to all the people at the Sporting Tribune. What a day. Like the show, subscribe to the show, the John Browner Podcast, on YouTube, on X, or you can come and you can find me here again on the Sporting Tribune tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm going to talk about this some more because I'm sure some more of the details will have spilled out. I'll have live video of somebody in Cleveland picketing or crying or burning someone's jersey because they're good for that. Poor Cleveland. Let me talk about Cleveland for a second. Poor Cleveland. You're one of the best fans in the world. The city sucks. The city utterly sucks. But the people of Cleveland are amazing. They endure. This too shall pass, Cleveland Brown fan. This too shall pass. I feel like the saxophone should come out. I feel like the saxophone should be coming out for y'all right now, bruh. God, y'all season got murdered before it even started. You could be shout out to the JBP. Yeah. Listen, David P. Get out of here with this. Let's not act like Verse is some middle of the road player. Dude is a beast too. Yeah, he is on the Rams. You're right. Jared Verse is a beast on the Rams. Let's see Jared Verse be a beast when there's nobody coordinating. When nobody's home, let's see how good. This will tell you how good Jared Verse is. Because I know how good Myles Garrett is. I got no doubt. I got no doubt how good Myles Garrett is. I don't know how good Jared Verse is. Because Jared Verse is going to a place where they don't have good foundational coaching. They're not good upstairs. They're not good downstairs. They got a second-year quarterback who people didn't even want to play. Todd Monken got his work cut out for him. Todd Monken, offensive coach. So now you're finna give Jared Verse to who? To who? At least you knew Jared Verse was in good hands. At least you knew the Rams developed their talent. All the Rams players get better. All of them. All of them get better. The Browns, I can't say that. Again, your first-round quarterback, the guy who said, let's go wreck this league together, who Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, was like, I'm making this pick. Give me Johnny Manziel. At least he's 1-0 in MMA. Just a buffoon of a franchise. Just an utter buffoon of a franchise. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm here every day at 10 o'clock. I can tell y'all that. Y'all can like and subscribe to the show on YouTube. I'd appreciate that if today my subscribers went up at least 10 or 12, 15 if I'm lucky. It's a lot of people watching on X. I appreciate love y'all. I really do love y'all. Shout out to the Sporting Tribune again. Shout out to Arash Mukasi. Check us out tonight on the Sporting Tribune tonight. It'll be here on X. We'll be talking about this, but I broke it for y'all. I broke it for y'all here on X. I broke it for the Sporting Tribune on X. Gave y'all live coverage. Gave y'all live coverage. You're welcome. What a day. I almost don't want to stop, but I have to because I got stuff to do. What a day. All right. That's it. I think we're good here. See y'all tomorrow. Maybe I'll see y'all tonight briefly on the Sporting Tribune tonight. I'm not sure. Lineup's going to be stacked tonight. A lot of guys want to get in on this. The Los Angeles Rams, again, the Los Angeles Rams have traded for Myles Garrett. The Browns were dumb enough to accept Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, and other conditional picks to be named later. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. Can't make this shit up.